Oh, let's head over to now what is happening in the world of the matric exams. As we all know, the matriculants, in just a few hours' time from now, they're going to start their first exam. It's English Paper 1. Remember that one? Well, if you're still at home, you might still be at home. Good luck to you if you are writing today. The group has had its fair share of odds stacked against them, all because of COVID-19 being the biggest culprit. Our reporters are out and about around the country on the ground to find out how this class and teachers have been preparing for these final few days. Let's go to Cape Town first, where we have Nobesuthu Hejana. I'll speak to Nobesuthu first. We also have Silindelo Masikane in Joburg and Mawande Kheswa down in Durban for us. Nobesuthu, to you first, give us a sense. What are the nerves looking like just a few hours away from the first matric exam?
Well, it's all system goes, Gareth, as matriculants are expected to start with their first paper. And I'm now joined by one matric pupil who is telling me that she has mixed emotions. Abby, I'm going to hear from you, like, how excited are you or how nervous are you for your first paper today?
I would say nervous in the sense of the fact that it's a common paper. We've never done something like this before. So going in with this nerves, you're kind of expecting the worst, but you kind of also have to expect the best. Excited because it's our last examination before we start the next chapter of our lives.
And obviously it has been a tough year. Last year we had COVID, and also this year you're writing, or you guys are studying during the pandemic. Or how has that been for you as a grade 12 pupil?
I would say it came with its challenges, honestly, because as most people know, we didn't really have a proper grade 11 year, and so to be thrusted into grade 12, having to learn grade 11 and grade 12 all over again, it was definitely challenging, but obviously we all took the challenge on. So now coming to this end examination, you're kind of like nervous because we haven't had a time to have a proper examination, and now finally it's this big massive one, and it's this one where it counts, it's all or nothing, so you kind of have to be scared, but you have to take the challenge.
And how important was family support for you? Because I was speaking to your mom earlier. Obviously, she's very nervous. She doesn't want to talk to us. So what role do they play to ensure that you do get enough time to study and you also enjoy your time as a pupil or a child?
Yeah, my parents have really played an important role. They are constantly there reminding me of the importance of my studies, and they give me my time to study, and they are there constantly supporting me, constantly with that messages of you got this, and I know you can do this because you're my child. So I feel like they really are there for me.
And lastly, I mean, your future plans. This is the last chapter in school or high school, and obviously next year you're looking into going to university. What are your plans? What do you want to study, and which university are you eyeing?
Well, I would love to go to UWC, but obviously we'll have to see what it brings. But I want to study nursing. It's really a passion of mine, and hopefully this exam will give me the best results to make me qualify for that position next year in university.
All right, thank you very much. Well, that was Abby Wewers, who is a matric student or pupil at the Paro High School. She says she's quite nervous, has mixed emotions, but she's quite excited that she'll be closing this chapter in her life and looking forward to going to university.
It's going to be over before she knows it as well. She'll be heading off to matric or wherever it is, I beg your pardon, off to university after finishing her matric exams. It's all over so quickly, isn't it, Silindelo Masikane? As we come to you in Johannesburg, I'm seeing a lot of nervous faces behind those masks behind you. Their final chapter starts today. How are they feeling where you are? Right, I think we're going to come back to Silindelo in a moment. Not sure the audio is there. Mawande Kheswa here for us down in Durban with an umbrella as well. The rain not on our side, but they say rain in Africa is a good sign. It's a good omen. I hope you can hear me, Mawande. What are pupils saying where you are as they get ready to write their first paper?
Definitely the learners here at Inhlakanipho High in Kwamashu would be hoping that the rain would be accompanied by those blessings and that luck that is associated with rain. If I may give you a snapshot, as far as the province of KwaZulu-Natal is concerned, there are over 200,000 full-time and part-time candidates. And this will be the largest number that the Provincial Department of Education has had to administer in the past 6 years. That culminates to over 1,700 exam centers. It is worth noting that These numbers also form part of some of the challenges that the department has faced over the year in terms of having enough resources. We know that the department is short of some odd billions in terms of its budget. So really, it is quite a large number, the biggest in the country. As far as the learners at this school are concerned, I have seen a few of them approaching and entering the school in preparation for that exam, the English Paper 1. We haven't yet had a chance to speak to any of them to get an idea of their headspace, but throughout the day we will be getting a chance to engage with some of the learners. We are expecting that the MEC for Education in KZN Mshengu will be arriving anytime soon, and he will be monitoring the start of those exams. And as I've mentioned, that it is quite a large number, so the department will be keeping a keen eye on how things progress. They have informed us that they're not really looking or focusing on the pass mark per se in terms of that percentage, but they're looking for a situation where the learners were well equipped, considering that they were unable to complete the curriculum in grade 11, and that had to be carried over as they began their matric year.
And let me come back to Nobesuthu for the moment, back down in Cape Town, while we try and get Silindelo Masikane up and running audio-wise. She's there with us, but I'll go to her in a moment when we've established audio. In fact, Silindelo, I've been told I can try with you now, audio-wise. Can you hear me? How are the pupils feeling behind you? I'm seeing some nervous faces behind those masks. All right, Slee's still not quite with me. So Nobesuthu, let me come back to you as I was mentioning. I suppose, yes, we're all getting ready to celebrate the end of the year. Perhaps we can talk about what it's like to be a matric pupil during COVID-19. I'm sure you and I remember our matric year, how stressful it was. Imagine doing that during COVID-19. Perhaps we can pass that on to your guest you have with you.
Yeah, in fact, she was telling me that it was quite a difficult year for her, and obviously the support that she got from the parents, it made it easier. But I'm just going to go back to her again. Abby, I mean, we talked about having a tough year, but like in school, because you did say that you didn't have enough time to study, you were doing grade 11 work and grade 12. So how was that environment in school, and being back with like going back in days and then full time again after the easing up of the restrictions?
I would say it was definitely nerve-wracking at first because, I mean, everybody's scared of COVID, so we were trying our best to social distance, but we also had to learn at the same time. It was a bit difficult and challenging at times because, like I said, grade 11 plus grade 12 work at the same time, so you're trying to grasp new concepts of grade 11, but they still have to teach the grade 12 work at the same time. So it's kind of like you have to be able to catch this ball and that ball at the same time, and hopefully you just hope that you make it. So it was definitely challenging, but the school environment made it also better. I feel like the staff at Para definitely played an important role. They are always so supportive, and even though they knew how critical it was to get all the work done, nobody ever made it seem like it was too hard for them. They always had a smile on their face, and I feel like it made us as learners so at ease, definitely.
And how would you say the mood was going back to school? You talk about being scared of COVID, but everyone was back in school. Was everyone excited or more nervous about being in that environment for the first time, like full time?
I would definitely say it was a bit mixed emotion once again, because you want to be back at school because you want to finish your matric year, but you're also scared because of COVID, and you hear so much times the cases are rising, the cases are falling. So in actual fact, like, you're just trying your best to just make sure that you learn as quick as possible, but get home in time because you don't want to be too exposed to everything around you, honestly.
All right, thank you very much. Well, Gareth, that was Abby talking about the learning environment, being nervous going back to school for the first time, understandably so. But she's quite excited to be closing this chapter, as she said earlier on. Back to you, Gareth.
Nobesuthu, tell Abby if I can pass English Paper 1, trust me, she has nothing to worry about. All the best to her for her own exams. Okay, let's head back to Silindelo Masikane now. Just before those pupils start writing their exams, Silindelo, hello to you. How's everyone feeling?
Well, Gareth, we find ourselves here in Midrand at the Noordwijk Secondary School, where, of course, we are anticipating the first examination for the matric class of 2021. They are getting ready to write their English paper 1. But before I get to my guests of honor, as you can see them behind me, looking very beautiful in their matric jackets. You know, they're quite excited. Some are saying they're nervous. I just want to start with Steve Mawande from the Gauteng Education Department to just give us a feel as to what has happened in terms of ensuring that this year's matric papers are secured and that hopefully we're not going to see any leaks, right?
Definitely, we are prepared. I mean, the human element, we have to look at that. Technology, we have to make sure that we are prepared. I mean, I've been observing since this morning, very early in the morning, around 4 o'clock already. Our colleagues were, informing us on what is it that they are doing in terms of making sure that papers, reach their destinations. And the security is quite tight. We are actually guarding them as money. So we have improved our security around it. So we don't anticipate any leak. And we just want to call upon parents to support their children. Make sure that those that are planning marches, let's stop, let's not march. Taxi industry, please don't do what we did last year. We really need this time now.
Yeah. All right, thank you, Steve. I want to get to my guest of honor now. Hello, guys. How are you guys doing? All right. Okay, so I'm going to speak to Litlhoko Nolo first. Tell me, how did you prepare for your exams and how are you feeling today?
Ma'am, we're feeling a bit overwhelmed because actually our English home language is not easy, but here we are and yeah, we're ready. We tried by all means to be ready and yeah, we're ready, we're here.
Yeah. Tell me, how are you feeling? How did you prepare? Are you having issues with load shedding when you're studying perhaps?
Not really. I usually study during the day. I was just using past papers and yeah, it was easy after that. Yeah. It's nothing much. Just keep a clear head and you're fine.
Yeah. Okay, what would you say to your other matric pupils? What words of encouragement do you have for them throughout this period?
Guys, it's time. There's no reverse. There's no turning back.
Yeah.
We have to move forward. That's what we must do.
Okay. All right. So it seems there's mixed emotions, but for the most part, people are feeling confident that you're well prepared, ne?
Yes.
All right. Thanks, guys. I'll speak to you a little later. Bye. All right, guys. I'm going to leave you with a picture of the matric pupils here at Noordwijk. As you can see, they're getting ready to write their English paper 1, and that's scheduled to start at around 9 a.m. this morning.
All right, thanks to Silindelo Masikane joining a few of the matric pupils ahead of their paper 1 for English getting underway in a couple of hours from now. Also had Nobesuthu Hejana in Cape Town and also Mawande Kheswa down in Durban. I'm not sure I was that excited about my matric exams. I don't know if I was.